Hey guys, so we've been talking about adding and subtracting decimals. So now we're going to kind of extend on that and talk about a topic called profit. Okay, now last year in third grade, you learned some things about producers and consumers and supply and demand, and profit goes along with those topics, and it has to do with adding and subtracting money. And since money is very closely related to decimals, that's why we're introducing profit to you now, because you can practice adding and subtracting decimals when solving for profit. Okay, so we're going to look at some notes, and then I'm going to talk to you about a project you'll be doing today, Monday, and Tuesday. Okay, so let's look at these notes. Okay, so profit is earnings minus expenses equals profit, meaning if you go to a store and you buy a shirt, you go and pay for that shirt, the sell price, you have a sell price and you go pay for that shirt. The person that made the shirt doesn't get the sell price. So if you pay $20 for a shirt, the person that made the shirt is not going to receive the full $20 for the shirt. And that's because it costs, that person to cost some money to make the shirt. And also the store needs to get some money for selling the shirt. So whatever is left after all that is what the maker makes as profit. Okay, so this is called a formula right here. Okay, earnings minus expenses equals profit. And now to wrap your mind around that, we're going to also call earnings our sale price. Okay, our sell price. And we are also going to call our expenses the cost to make. Okay, so your earnings is how much you're selling it for. The expenses is how much it costs you to make that. And the difference between those two numbers is the profit you're going to make. Okay, just like the video that you should have watched about the lemonade stand, you may spend $10 on products to sell at the lemonade stand, like your water and your lemons and your cups. Okay, and then you set a sell price for your lemonade and you sell it and you'll make some money, and you take out your expenses are what you take away of the cost to make it. And what's left is your profit. Okay, so again, your sell price is your earnings, your cost to make is your expenses, and subtracting those two numbers equal your profit. So one big thing to remember is like a sell price of an item should always be more than the cost to make it. Otherwise, you won't be making any money. Okay, so your sell price should always be more than your cost to make. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we're going to read these two scenarios and just try to separate what are the earnings and what are the expenses. We're not going to solve for profit here. We're just going to have you figure out what do you think is your earnings, which is your sales, and what do you think the expenses are. So go ahead and pause the video and read both of these scenarios and see if you can decide what in these scenarios are the earnings, the sales, and what are the expenses or the costs to make. Okay, so Kelly spent $43.65 to buy craft supplies and $150 to run a booth at the craft fair. She sold 17 birdhouses for $12 each. How much money did she make from selling her birdhouses? So the earnings for Kelly would be our sales, which she sold 17 houses for $12 each. Okay, now we're not going to solve for this because we haven't started multiplication yet in fourth grade. So again, we're just separating out the earnings and expenses. So again, the earnings are the sales. She sold 17 for $12 each. Her expenses will be how much it cost her to make, which was $43.65 of craft supplies. But she also had to pay $150 to rent the booth. So that is also counted as an expense. So if we wanted to solve for the profit, we would take this amount and subtract this amount from it. Okay. Erica made sandwiches and salads to sell at lunch. She sold 13 salads at $4 each and 18 sandwiches at $6 each. She spent $55.47 at the grocery store buying food and $20 buying containers. What was her profit? So her earnings were her sales. So she sold 12 salads for $4 each. That's part of her earnings. And then she sold 18 sandwiches for $6 each. That's another part of her earnings. Okay. And her expenses are how much she spent at the grocery store on all the ingredients for her sandwiches and salads, and then $20 on the containers that she gave to the customers when they bought one. Okay, so if we were solving for this, we would figure out how much total earnings she had and take away all her expenses, and that would give us our profit. So again, your profit is your earnings minus expenses, or the sales or your sale price minus the cost to make. So if I sold more than one thing, it'd be the total sales of that item minus the cost to make each item. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you guys about your project. Okay, so for your project, this will be for Friday, Monday, and a little bit of Tuesday. You're going to create something. Okay, here's the document. All right, you're going to be a producer and you're going to create a saddle. Here's what the saddle looks like. Okay, I posted this picture last week, and hopefully you got a chance and found a way to print it for you. So this is your saddle, and what you're going to do is you're going to design a saddle, and then we're going to have a store, and I'll explain all that in a moment, or on the next video on Monday. So all you need to worry about today is designing your saddle and setting your sale price. So I'm going to walk you through it. Okay, so again, this is a saddle that you should have printed or something, and you're going to embellish it and design it. Okay, so with this project on the day one, you have this document. Okay, today we're only going to fill in what is yellow. Okay, the blue and the green stuff, this is for next week. So today, Friday, you're only going to fill in what is yellow. Okay, so what you're going to do is I told you the announcement I made on Friday was you need to get some of these items. Okay, so as a producer, you're going to choose the items you're going to use to design your saddle. Okay, you can choose one from the coloring section and one from the embellishment section. Okay, again, you can choose an item from the coloring section and one from the embellishment section. Okay, but the key is you cannot spend more than $50 on your materials. Okay, you cannot spend more than $50 on your materials. So for example, if I wanted to color my saddle with markers and create a design on my saddle with markers, my embellishments, I couldn't do glitter because 25 plus 35 would be greater than $50. I would have to do yarn. Okay, so again, if I choose markers, I could only choose yarn to embellish it. Okay, but if I choose crayons to color it, I could use glitter because 15 plus 35 is $50. Okay, and if I use colored pencils, again, I can only use yarn. So pretty much you can only use glitter if you choose to color it with crayons. Okay, so again, you're going to choose a coloring item to color it. Okay, and it's not just one color. You can pick, color as many colors as you want, but either using marker, color pencil, or crayon. Okay, and then you pick one item to embellish it with. Okay, so once you've decided, you need to come over to this yellow section and tell me what you decided. So if you decided to use markers, you'd come over here and type $25. You're showing the decimal for your markers, which means, you have to do yarn. So $25 for yarn. Okay, then down here, you're going to write the total amount spent on your materials. Okay, so you spend a total of $50. So if you chose colored pencils, you'd write here type in $20 for colored pencils. Okay, and again, you can't do glitter with colored pencils. You do $25 for your yarn. Okay, If you chose crayons, okay, that's only $15. Okay, you can still do yarn because 15 plus 25 is only $40 spent. So you don't have to spend the total $50. And in fact, if a lot of times when people are making items, they like to make their item for as little materials as or little cost of materials as possible. So you don't have to spend the whole $50. You just can't go over $50. Okay. So, all right, I'm going to leave my purchases like that as our example. Okay. So I'm buying crayons and I'm going to embellish it with yarn. Okay. After you've done this, okay, then you're going to get your coloring sheet and design it. Okay. You're going to color it, glue your yarn wherever on the saddle, however you want. This is your saddle. Okay. And you're just making one. And I'm going to explain how the store works on Monday's video. Okay. So after you've done coloring it and embellishing it with your yarn or your glitter, okay, you're going to now set a sale price. Okay. And your sell price, one, cannot be more than $100, but it also needs to be more than your cost to make it, because if you don't, you won't make any profit. So you're going to set your sell price on your saddle, and I need you to write it really big right here, right? $85, whatever you're going to sell your saddle for in our store. Okay. You need to write it right here. Okay. Then you need to come back to this page, okay, back here. So you've already typed in this is like your order form. You're going to type your sell price here. So say I want my sell price to be $75. Okay. Now I need to figure out how much profit I will make off of one saddle. Okay. So it costs me $40 to make my saddle. Then going by our formula here, our profit is our sale price minus the cost to make. So we are going to subtract these two numbers to get what our profit would be for one saddle. Okay. So 75 minus 45 is $35. So each saddle I sell, I can make $35 off of it. Okay. So again, all you're doing today is you're deciding your materials that you're going to use. They don't have to be the same as mine, but you cannot spend more than $50. Then you're going to create, color, glue, yarn, whatever on your saddle. Write your sale price right here. Okay. Then come down here and tell me your sale price, the cost to make, and calculate your profit. Okay, calculate your profit. So some things we're going to be looking for is that if you chose crayons, we're going to look to see, did they use crayons or did they use markers? Okay, so tell the truth right here on what you used. The last thing I need from you, and you may have to get help from your parents, is I need your parents or you to take a picture of your saddle. Okay, try to get the whole saddle in with your sale price. Don't put your name anywhere on the front of the saddle. Okay, I just need a picture of the saddle with the sale price in the picture. And either you can add it to the assignment, okay? Whenever you add something on your end, if you click view assignment up in the top right corner, it'll say add, and you can add a picture you've taken or anything like that. But if you're having trouble doing that, your parents can always email us a picture. Okay, so again, the last thing I need from you is your parents to take a picture of your saddle. Do not put your name on the front. Make sure your sale price is in the picture and either add it to this assignment or email it to us, okay, by the end of the day, okay? Because over the weekend, I'm going to be putting all the pictures together so everyone can shop everyone's saddle in fourth grade. So you guys are going to be able to shop saddles of students that are face-to-face, and they're going to be able to shop your saddle in the store, okay? All right, I know that was a lot. So if you have any questions on what you should be doing, please ask, okay? Please ask, all right? let us know. Y'all have a great day. See you later.